I've been wondering if I should do this video or not, or some form of it, rather. About a week or so ago, Make It Make made a very, very powerful video, and just proves how strong of a person she is. And kind of compelled me to talk about mine as well. And what she was talking about was her being an alcoholic. And it's nothing to degrade a person that has problems with some kind of an addiction or something. Sometimes those people are stronger than the ones that don't. So before you come at me and attack me for this and that, it doesn't bother me. It's all been said. It's been drug out before. I had problems before, and I tried to do the AA meetings and things like that. Let me go get some water. Okay, got my water. Again, I did the AA thing. It was good. It really was. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff. It's like the whole counting of days, because if you slip, say you have 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, you slip, you have to start all over again. And that can be a major struggle for somebody that they just won't come back from. So I was never one of those. I did it first because I thought, ooh, this was good. This is cool. And then I slipped, and which many people who are alcoholics do this. And when I say alcoholic, it doesn't mean that was my thing was alcohol. It wasn't marijuana. It wasn't cocaine. It wasn't like this. There's many factors that you fall into. And like I said, I slipped. And the thought of me going back all the way, and I was almost to my 6th month, and fell right back. And I was like, oh man, I don't know if I want to do this whole 6 months all over again. And that's kind of not what you want to think about. You want to think about doing it for lifetime, like that. But that's what you think of. Like I said, I had the coins, got the little paper plackets and that stuff, and at first it meant a lot. The main thing was going to the meetings, drinking tons of coffee. At that time, I smoked cigarettes, so we got to take breaks, go out and smoke and drink our coffee and whatnot, and come back in and listen to somebody else's problems. Which it took me quite a while before I got up there and said, hey, I've got a problem, And like I said, a lot of things had happened to me in the past that pretty much drove me to do that stuff. And it was alcohol, drugs, anything that would mask the pain. And I came to a different way of thinking of it. Because a lot of times in AA they tell you that you got to find your, the thing that your weakness is. It could be rum, it could be wine, it could be just beer, it could be hard liquor. To me, that's not the issue. The issue was the addiction part. It wasn't, I could go out with people and just drink pop while everybody else was getting wasted. And it wasn't that, that alcohol was the thing. It was an underlining thing that I had to get past. And like today, I can have a drink and I don't crave it anymore. I don't crave the thing that wants me to cover it up with more alcohol and more drugs and more this and that. And even today, when I have to deal with things like on YouTube, and I wasn't even going to bring this up, but I think it's important for somebody else out there. If there's like one person that struggles with this stuff, be it something that happens at work, something that happens in the family, whatever, whenever you go and do something to cover up the issue, be it whatever, a bad relationship, a bad boss that you just can't stand, and it irritates you so bad that you get that anger that you want to lash out, but you go and get drunk instead because it makes you feel better to where you don't think about it. It's not the alcohol that does it. It's that underlining thing that you have to deal with. And I know I'm not expert at these things or anything, but this works for me, Instead of going to the bottle or pills or something, I try to work the problem, try to fix it. It's a lot easier nowadays. And I could say it was happened October 21st, 2023, when my eyes were open to God. That helped so much. Even though I found God, I mean, for real this time, not thinking I did, but knowing, which is different. And I still have to deal with so much stuff, just like everybody else does. But days like this, I wonder why I should be on YouTube or even bother with it, because it's not like I'm making thousands of dollars like I got reported that I was making 186.7 something $1,000 a year. Would be nice, but that's what was reported. And yeah, Social Security got involved, human resources, the whole 9 yards. They had to go through my records and go through my statements from YouTube and everything. And they found out that, why are you doing this? And I said, what? Why are you doing YouTube? You're losing money every month. And I said, well, it's something that I normally enjoy. A lot of times I get pleasure from helping people and whatnot. And they didn't understand it. But, well, like I said, days like these, I had got a message from somebody, evidently a YouTube fan. And I can't say exactly the thing because YouTube won't agree with it. But I'm going to go ahead and show you the image they sent me. And if you can see what they are holding, there's a few choice words about myself and what she wanted to do to me. And I can't say the words here, but you kind of get the gist of it. And it's things like that that I wonder, is YouTube really worth me doing this? And it's, if anybody that does know me, that has asked me for help at any time, I have never not helped somebody. Even if I didn't get along with the person or whatnot, if they needed help, I would try my darndest to help them if I could. I've made people logos, intros, banners. I've helped set up bots and things and help people with their channels. So many times I don't know. And that's the reason I still do this. And like I said, with I've had this happen before. Just right after I had started it. It was probably about 6 months, 7 months after I had started YouTube. And I came across this news article that was, very, very disturbing. And it was about the needy homesteader, what had happened to her and her family. And it hit home because I wasn't in the accident, or my kids. My kids and me were at home, but my wife was in the vehicle when a drunk driver hit her vehicle head on, and she did not make it. And I know how hard it was for me. Luckily, I did, at that time, I did drink somewhat to cover up a lot of the pain and stuff. But I still had to take care of my kids. And that's the thing that turned that negative into a positive. That to cover up that negative pain, I took and put all my energy into raising my kids. So I knew how she was going through, what she was going through. And the pain of it, basically. There'll be people say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I know how you feel," and this and that. The only people that know how that feels is somebody that has went through the exact same thing that the needy homesteader and myself have went through. When you lose somebody like that in that kind of a way. Now, she had it even worse. She had to go through multiple surgeries, for well over a year of surgeries. Her kids had to have some surgeries done. That I wouldn't wish that on an enemy. That is, and having to deal with her loss of her husband was horrible on top of all that. So I found out that she did have a GoFundMe and everything, and I made a video sending people over to her channel and just to watch her videos. That way, she could get some revenue, because, even if you have insurance, health insurance, life insurance, you don't get that stuff like, boom, oh, you're good to go. A lot of that stuff, you can go a year. And her husband was the breadwinner of the house, other than what she would get from YouTube. So I did get a lot of hate because I sent people over to her. I did get some very bad letters in the mail that I had to take to the sheriff's office. I've talked about this before, but it's been a long time. And at the time, I never knew Heather, which is the needy homesteader. And she came out and contacted me. She had already been out of the hospital, but she was telling people that she was still in the hospital because she was getting those kind of things happening to her also, because people are just evil. And she contacted me and said that she was very sorry that these people were coming after me because I was sending people over, to watch her channel and donate if they could. And then we actually started talking and stuff, and I don't know if I did good or not, but I talked to her because I knew how she felt and what she was going through and stuff, and we become really good friends. And still today we talk every once in a while. I'm not a big, telephone person or texting and stuff like that. I'm not big on that stuff. But yeah, we became really good friends after that. And it really touched my heart that all the stuff that she was going through, she felt it in her heart that she had to contact me and apologize. And that meant the world to me. And like I said, this person who is, and I have no idea why they dislike me or want ill things to happen to me and whatnot. But if it was me, I probably wouldn't worry about it. But I will go to the sheriff's office tomorrow because they already have a folder on me from before, and some of the excess reporting that has been on me about some odd things. But like I said about what I had started with, I'll put it that way. What I had started with is I think everybody should have their own way of trying to deal with their addiction, be it from work to gambling to drinking to drugs to whatever the case may be. And it is good to go to those meetings because talking with other people that has dealt with it helps a lot. It's just not that you find out that it's only you that has the problem. You find out that there's a lot of people out there that have the same issues and problems that you do, and finding the way to work through those problems. Now, like I said, if I only knew God the way I do now, back then, I think things would have went so much smoother than they did. But maybe that was God's plan. And like I said, the part with the counting the days you've been sober and stuff, that didn't work for me. At first it did, and then when I slipped, it had the opposite effect on myself. And if there is anybody that ever has any issues like that and they just want somebody to talk to and need somebody to talk to about it, they can contact me anytime. Just email me, whatever. It's always better to get help before it's too late. And like I said, when I heard Make It Make put that video out a week or so ago, I knew when she was talking about her addiction, I felt the same thing, that because those who go through it, they know, and they hear and they feel it when somebody else is talking about it. And it could be in a meeting or whatnot. Sometimes you can go to these meetings in churches, which I would suggest, because the churches, they will pray with you and everything. Normal AA meetings, they try to keep that, keep religion out of it. And I think that's they're missing out on so much more power than not using religion. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at that. I don't know if anybody gets anything out of this, I was mumbling so much, I don't know if anybody's going to even make it to the end of this. If they do, God bless.